Hello guys and welcome to Datum Learning. On this channel we talk about data and everything related to it. So today's topic is making your own data set. I think making your own data set is important when you're not getting your data from either Kaggle or UCI repository or anywhere else, and you need to solve a problem, or you may want to check a model on some form of data which is not available anywhere. And mostly people, I have never seen anyone use, but I think mostly people will use it for in the projects where you're not getting data, or data that you get is not good in quality. That time they make their own data set, and you can also do that. And yeah, I do that. Okay, so let's get started. So we are going to take a problem here. We'll have a student grade prediction, which is the data set will look like this. There will be study hours, that is the number of hours a student studies in a week. So this will be a continuous variable. Okay, and drugs addiction, like if we'll have this as a categorical variable, 1 if the person is addicted, 0 if he's not addicted. I have given the grade here so that we have a preconception in your mind that grade A is the best, so you'll have higher study hours here and less drug addiction here. B will be in the middle, so intermediate study hours and not so much of drug addiction. And C will be little bit here, like they'll be on the wrong side, they'll have less study hours and more of drug addiction. Okay, so this is how you put information into a data set, something that you want your model to understand, something that you want your model to find out that okay, this is the relation that is required to be learned in order to do the grade prediction. Okay, so column 1 was our study hours, and this will be a continuous variable, we already spoke. So for making for generating a column for continuous variable, mostly use a Gaussian distribution. Now why Gaussian? Because most of the time in this world, most of the processes are Gaussian processes. Most, I'm not saying all, but most. Like for example, marks in the class, okay, or mean study hour only you can take it. Let's take marks for example. Some people, some students who are very good at studies, they'll get very high marks, and some students will get very low marks, but majority will lie in the center, right? So that is how to say your Gaussian process works. And I'll make a different video, one separate individual video for Gaussian process, so you can get more intuition from there. But let's assume, and I have assumed that you guys have already seen that video, so please go and see that first, because that is more important. Okay, that is also important rather. So what I've assumed is a student with grade A study 28 hours a week. Okay, student with grade B studies 12 and C studies 2 hours. I've also assumed the standard deviations. I've assumed that grade A student has standard deviation of 2, B has 3 and C has 1. And you will see in the Colab that we get something like this. Why I've shown it over here is because you can see the first one, first 3, you remember A. These 3 people were actually A graders. So you see all of them are near 28 only, and these 3, they are near 12 somewhere. And since they have a higher standard deviation, the values differ a lot. And C are near 2 only. Okay, now let's move to the Colab in order to see this implementation. Okay, so we are here in Colab. This is the way we are going to implement our, the way to create continuous columns. Okay, so first we'll import NumPy and Pandas. So we'll run this. Okay, in order to make Gaussian process, in order to sample from a Gaussian process, what you need to do is you need to use np.random.normal. Okay, and it uses mean, standard deviation, and this is the number of records we want, because there were 3 students per grade, and that's why I used this. So for a good student it will be 28, and the standard deviation was 2 if you remember, and we want 3 records. Okay, so if you run this cell, you'll get these records. Okay, now this is just doing for all the 9 students, for 3 students at a time, and for each student and for each grade, sorry, this was for grade, and for each grade you'll have 3 records. So once you run this cell, okay, you'll get something like this. Okay, yeah, so you can see these 9 records. The first one are 28, 28, 24, some point something. You can also reduce the decimal parts by using some Python code. And the second grade, the B grade, was 12, 12, 11. You can see all of them are fed from the slides only. 28, 12, 2, 2, 3, 1. These were all shown from the slides. So you can see that the first 3 values are near 28, the second 3 values are near 12, and the last 3 values are near 2. So this is how you create a continuous uh, valued column. Okay, now let's go back to slide. Okay, so now we'll go for the second column, which was drugs, and this will be categorical variables values. So you already saw how to make continuous values. Now you'll see how to make categorical values, and there are only basically two types. There are also some more like time and stuff, but it is a topic for a different video. How many types of values are there? But for now, mostly we use just continuous and categorical. Okay. So number one is, we assume that if we get one, okay, we assume that that person takes drugs, and zero that he doesn't take drugs. Okay, this is simple, and we'll assume this way. Okay, these are the probabilities. Okay, just remember, these are not the values, these are the probabilities. I should have mentioned probability of drugs, but I've said this. Okay, so A, we'll assume that the probability of a person scoring A grade taking drugs is 0.1, which is very very less. Okay, because A grade, the students who study really hard tend not to take drugs. The B will be in the middle as always, and C, they are more towards taking drugs. Okay, and when you apply that, you'll get something like this. So first three were A graders, and you see most of them, out of the three, two of them don't take drug, and one of them take. And the second one also, it is 100, means they are in the middle actually. Okay, it's, you can't say that it is not the right prediction. They are the right prediction, even if you know they are only one drug addict in the first three columns, and also in the second three say values, and the last you have a high probability of drug addiction. So you have two values as 1 and 1 as 0. Okay, now let's move to Colab for implementation. Okay, so we'll now see how to create categorical values. So we use this np.random.choice. So what happens in this cell is, basically we are trying to get three values for good students. Okay, so probability, let's assume 0.2, and possibilities are the values. So if you have multi-class, you'll have 0, 1, 2, 3, but since we have only binary, so we'll use 0 and 1. So what is this np.random.choice possibilities? Possibilities, we know there are only two possibilities. How many values we want? We want 3, because we are only considering good students, that is A grade. So how many A graders were there? 3. So how many values we want? 3. P is actually the main thing. You have the probability. So what is this prob? This prob is for this particular value, and this second one is for this particular value. Now since this is for good student, this cell is for good students, we are trying to figure out how many of them use drugs for good students. The probability should be less, right? Because good students don't tend to take a lot of drugs, so the probability should be less than 0.5. Makes sense? So I have used 0.2 for 1. Why? This one corresponded to the first number in the possibility, and the second probability corresponded to the second number in possibility. Fine. So once you run this cell, what you're getting is 0, 1, 0. Fine. Okay, it makes sense, because you don't have 1, 1, 1, otherwise that would have become a problem. Okay, so you 0, 1, 0 means out of 3 students, 1 takes drugs. Fine. Okay, now this was the way to find for all the 3 categories, and for each category, for each grade you had 3. So A had 3, B had 3, and C had 3. So this is for good student, 0.1 we assumed in the slides, 0.4 for intermediate student, which was grade B, and this is for the grade C. Possibilities still remain 1 and 0. Now for range 3 means we are doing for 3 grades. This is for grades, and for each, for each grade your possibilities were 0 and 1. For each grade you want 3, and this is the probabilities. Now probabilities means from here you can just look at this code, and if you run this code and run this one too, you can get you'll get these values. So you can see 0, 0, 0 for the A graders. This is A grade, so none of them take drugs. For second one you'll get 0, 1, 1, and for third one also 0, 1, 1. These are all fine because these are probabilities. Okay, it means these are something that we have derived from probability, not probability, we have derived from probability. So such sequences can happen. Okay, now what I'll show you is something here. Now from here I'm just trying to make the data set. Okay, we have finished till making the variables. We have finished till making the columns. Now we are trying to make the data set. So you remember the grades were A, B and C. So for that I have just used this to first I have used 0, 1 and 2, where 0 will correspond to A, 1 will correspond to B and 2 will correspond to C. Now this is the way you make data frame from the values. Just I'll put this Colab notebook in the description for GitHub. In GitHub you can see from there. So once you know print the data set, when x dot head of 9, this is the whole data set. Okay, you can see 0 0 0 1 1 1 2 2 2. So this will be AAA, BBB, CCC. These are the values that we got earlier. Okay, so let's run all of this. Let's run this one. Let's run this one too. Let's run this one. Okay, so you saw 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. This is what we saw in the drugs column. This was in the study hours column, and this are still the same, 0 0 0 1 1 1 2 2 2. Now the last piece of code just changes this 0 0 0 to AAA, and similarly for B and C. Okay, so this was for how to create a whole data set. Okay, now we'll go back to slides. Okay, so now we need to remember some things while we are applying or while we are creating our own data set. So these are some cautionary points. So number one is about less varied columns. So for example, if you have to predict the in the same problem, if you have to predict the grade and you are taking the age as an attribute, that will not help you. Why? Because almost all of the students will be of same age. So it is almost like substituting one single value in all of the rows of that particular column. And do you think that adds any information? No. So having a column with all similar values will not have any predictive, will not add any predictive power to your model. So be careful of that, not to add any irrelevant columns. Okay, and the second one is shuffle the rows. So as you saw, it was all AAA, BBB, CCC in order. Okay, so now if somebody will take a look at this data, this data frame, he might get an idea that yes, this is doctored. Okay, so the thing is, you need to shuffle, and the code is very simple. Actually, it was there. It will be in the notebook that I'll upload on GitHub. But this is the code. So you can see sklearn gives you a shuffle method. So what you need to do is shuffle the original data set and then reset index. This actually helps you to reset the index, and this will be a train, and one extra index column will be created which we have dropped, and the result will be something like this, and this is what you wanted, right? So you'll have study hours, and all the A graders have got high study hours, all the B graders are in the middle, and C graders are a little bit less, and drugs accordingly, and C grades are also not in a order, they are shuffled. So that is what you wanted. Okay, so with that we would end. There were some things that I want to discuss, like the next video is going to be Gaussian process, so maybe today it will come out. Second, I would like you to subscribe and comment, because, and I have also linked given the reason in the description below. And for the target, I think we should have 10 like target for this video. Okay, thank you very much.